This is a raw vocal.
Wish the world would last a little longer.
And this is that same vocal with the EQ of 3,054 hit songs on it.
Wish the world would last a little longer.
If you're new here, I analyzed 3,054 vocals from Billboard hit songs and put them all into one single EQ curve. And with that EQ curve, I built an entire plugin that will auto-analyze your vocal tone and then use it to match it so that it sounds more like the hits. Today, I'll be showing you what that curve is, how you can steal it for yourself, and then how you can do it almost instantly with this plugin. So first, let's take a look at what this EQ curve actually looks like. If you take a look at this graph here, you can see that each of these spaghetti lines represents one single song, and you can click on them and find out more of what their vocal EQ looks like over their entire song. And then if we click on all genres up here, we can see the graph of every single thing. This is generally what it looks like for a hit song vocal EQ. A little bit higher in this low mids range than the sub especially, and then definitely a lot of shine comparatively to what your mic probably picks up. There's also a weird dip here around 5K. Anatomically, that's harder for singers to reproduce, and you don't really want to boost that for sibilance reasons. Because of both of those reasons, I think that it's slightly down. But for the most part, these vocals follow this kind of curve here. And what's even crazier is you can see that even across genres, they don't change all that much. Hip hop, R&B, rock, country, electronic, all pretty much fall in the same exact range. And I've actually developed a full-on vocal analyzer where you can drop your vocal in and see how it compares to this chart along with any of the artists that you want to look up. But it's one thing to have this chart and then go in and use it on my website in Vocal Analyzer, but it's another thing completely to just have a plugin that can help do it for you automatically. Let's take a look at the plugin and see what it can do. Using the plugin is super simple, and it's as easy as just adding it to our plugin chain. As soon as we start playing the vocal, you'll see the EQ below start working, adjusting to whatever the actual signal is. Starting at an amount of 50%, which I find to be a good middle ground, but you can crank it up a lot more to see that EQ move even more.
Think I'm headed underwater. It's just me out here alone, so say goodbye.
What's cool about Magic Curve is that it automatically adjusts to whatever the part is that you're singing. So you can see the background spectrum being affected quite a bit here in this green line. As this green line moves, the EQ will move itself. You can see this in action pretty well if we load in a new instance. It will reload everything.
To all my friends, think I'm headed underwater. It's just me out here alone, so say goodbye.
If we want to freeze this curve and have it not adjust automatically, we can click freeze.
All my friends think I'm headed underwater.
That EQ will then be locked in like a normal EQ, and we can just go about our day. Probably the biggest change you can choose between are the different curves that you can automatically adjust your vocal to. Here we have country, hip hop, electronic, Latin, pop, and then low voices, medium voices, and high voices, depending on what you want to do. This one's probably a middle voice. You can see that the curve almost perfectly matches it already. In the top right, you can see how much and how close this is to actually being affected. So we have 2.9 decibels off the lane, which is pretty good. See right here how many voices that this algorithm or that this tonal curve was detected off of, which is 412 mid voices. There are some presets up here. If you want to find more about the documentation, you can click on the question mark here. If you want to affect only certain parts of the frequency spectrum, you can use these low and high pass filters to only change the EQ of that part, which can be helpful if you want to. Maybe only affecting the high end or only affecting the low end could give you some creative possibilities. And then you can also adjust how much it cuts or how much it adds. So if you only wanted to cut up to 9 decibels, you totally could. If you only wanted to boost up to 9 decibels, you totally could as well. Give you some more creative possibilities. But this plugin is designed to be super easy to use. The default settings are the ones I use the most often. All I do is load it up and then adjust it so that the amount sounds good to my ears, and I move on with my day. After just messing around with it for a little bit, check out the before and after already.
All my friends think I'm headed underwater. All my friends think I'm headed underwater.
But that's it on my voice. Let's check out a couple of other different voice types that you might want to use on this and see how it sounds. This is a project that a subscriber sent over to me, and I just want to focus on her voice right here. Check it out. This is what it sounds like raw.
Why are you downcast, oh my soul?
Let's hear what it sounds like with.
Why are you downcast, oh my soul? Oh my soul.
Already sounding way better. Let's try it on a different voice.
Trapping, I'm trapping, I'm trapping. I don't do no trolling or internet capping.
Let's check it out on some rap vocals. Here they are with nothing on them.
Trapping, I'm trapping, I'm trapping. I don't do no trolling or internet capping. I only do whipping and scaling and bagging. So if you want smoke, I'ma turn you to ashes.
Check it out with Magic Curve. We'll even pick hip hop here.
Trapping, I'm trapping, I'm trapping. I don't do no trolling or internet capping. I only do whipping and scaling and bagging. So if you want smoke, I'ma turn you to ashes.
This one wasn't a drastic change. The original recording was pretty close, but that's good to know that. Having a tool like this will help train your ears to be able to identify what a properly mixed vocal should sound like, so that if you did want to change it with an actual EQ, you could adjust it so that it sounds like this. And as of today, Magic Curve is live for the next 7 days, and for only the next 7 days you can get it at its founding price of $39 instead of its normal price, which would be $59. That is 34% off the normal price. I highly encourage you to go check it out, and if you download it and you don't like it for any reason, I will send you all of your money back and you get to keep the plugin. That's how confident I am that this is going to change your workflow. That's how confident I am that having a good vocal tone like the hits is going to make your voice sound that much better. This is the tool that I wish I had when I first started out with vocal mixing 12 years ago, and now it can be yours.